Wow. Hey everyone, welcome to April's edition of our meetup. Um, we were just chit-chatting about Toronto and Mississauga and geography a bit. Um, so I think we have some new faces. Isha, right? This is your first time?
Yes, Sarah, it's the first time. I've been into the community since long, but it's the first time I've actively came and attended any session.
Nice meeting you.
See here. Thank you.
So Kevin, Stefan, and Shahnawaz, Kevin is a regular, and Stefan as well. Shahnawaz, I think one time before, so I'm happy to see him again. That means the meeting did not suck. Oh, sorry. Okay, I will
Bless you.
live. So, what's new on everyone's side in SEO? What you're working on? Anyone wants to start? I'm not like putting people on the spot or anything. I'm just like trying to keep the conversation right going.
Okay, so last month I started something new here. So I'm basically from India, and in India I'm from a small town called as Pune. So in the Pune there are so many digital marketing people, but we don't have a community. So I started a SEO community purely here in Pune, where what we thought is that specifically in this AI world, there are so much of noise which is happening, and we really genuinely don't know what is working, what is not working. People are creating their own picture out of it. So we thought that let us all come together and do some experiments, do real life cases, and then come to any note on those things. So we had our first meetup last week, and it was good.
Nice, nice. I love that. I love that you took initiative, and you're trying to bring people together. That's nice. I hope this meeting gives you some inspiration. Okay, I can go next. I've been playing around a lot with Claude Code, and I've been building tools and stuff. And that also helped me realize the limitations. Like, I don't see it replacing developers. I see it driving developers crazy. It just like after everything was good and up and running, it broke everything. And I just can't look at it right now. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back and finish this, restart this again. But it did mess up a big part of the code. So yeah, it's I feel it's very like overestimated. It's good, but it also is a mess, honestly.
Can I make a comment on that? Because
Yeah.
somebody recommended something and I totally took it to heart and I'm glad I did. So, what you've just described is how a single prompt can destroy everything. So,
Yes.
you have got to fully embrace version control before you start vibe coding. So, find a Git tutorial, learn how to use it, install it, get a GitHub account, learn how to connect your local Git to your GitHub. And every time a vibe code prompt results in code that works, commit it to your Git, right?
And here's what happened. I have a Git actually, and it committed to Git without tell it like I never tell it to commit to Git before I test it locally. It committed to Git. I'm like, what? What?
You,
So
you
it,
took
it is
initiative.
yes,
You took
exactly. Exactly. It is unpredictable. Even if you tell it to do things, it can make crucial. I think that's a core difference between humans. Like humans make mistakes, but if you tell the junior developer don't push to Git, they will be very careful not to push to Git something that's not tested because there's a logic situation there. Claude doesn't have that. It just pushed. I was like, don't push this to Git. And it was like, I already did. I like thank you so much. And yeah, I can't look at it right now. I destroyed a lot of
Yeah, I
good
get it.
stuff. Yes, I'm upset at Claude Code right now. But yeah, I guess And I had someone recently ask me about MCPs. I'm like, I really like we use APIs, and I think APIs are better than MCP. Like the goal of MCP is to communicate to tools, and you can do that with API. So if you can use the API, definitely more reliable. Yeah, so that's in summary what I've been working on, and I'm just right now upset from Cloud Code. That's the situation. Um, I don't like I'm not gonna put people on the spot. So we can like chit chat about yeah, okay. So I went to a Google event. It was really awesome. And I don't want to say it's the best part because that would upset people, I am assuming, but the best part was their falafel wraps. It was really good. I only had one. I should have had two. Like, I don't know why. That is the biggest mistake I made that day. I actually wrote that into my newsletter, but let me pull to go through all the points. Okay, so first I'll keep talking till someone have something to say. Like I don't want to. Hi, Muhammad. I don't want to feel like I'm dominating the conversation, but I'm trying to keep it going. So interrupt me at any time. First of all, it was really super cool to meet people from Google. But the thing is, I realize is that everywhere they go, and they go to a lot of places and events, they get asked the exact same questions, and it's just too much. Like everyone wants AI overviews reporting, and they just like there's we didn't get a solid yes. Like you don't know what's gonna happen. But um if you know when you the thing is what I asked is, when you search for a news topic, like let's say Iran war or whatever, like any topic, and you get this top stories carousel. I know this is a bit niche in SEO. This is news SEO, but there's a big concern among news publishers if AI overviews is going to come to this type of searches, news searches. So uh, I got to know it's not. So I was super happy because I work at a publisher. And then I guess like one of the things I've been working on, and I'm happy that they mentioned that it's simple, it's technical, and it's simple. If your sitemap has errors, so if it has, for example, URLs that are 301 or non-canonical or broken for some reason, it's gonna be accessed less, right? So this is critical if you're a news publisher as well. You need your sitemaps to be on point because you're publishing things that are very timely, right? You don't want Google to be accessing your sitemap less. So that was interesting as well. Um, what else? Yeah, okay. Schema. I like schema is still very important, by the way. That's in summary what I can say, but there was a complete talk about schema. I think the problem in SEO is that we can't really measure or put our hands exactly on the impact of schema, so we assume it's not important, but it is useful for AI search and for traditional search. That's what I gathered. So it's definitely still in the game. Yeah, that's like these are the main takeaways. I'll share the article in case someone wants to read it, but I kind of summarized it in a like I yeah, okay, we're good. Hmm. Okay, questions, topics, issues you're facing you want to discuss?
We have it's like a two parallel universe I have been noticing in the SEO community. One of the people are claiming that good SEO is the new GEO, and another group of people are claiming that yes, it's a GEO similar to SEO, but there are several different narratives and things that you need to little bit perform to be highlighted in the AI overview. So whenever from the last 6 months, I'm just scrolling my LinkedIn feed or the SEO newsletter, the community. I always find two different opinion regarding this SEO and the AEO. So it's like community are driven the two parallel different thinking. Let's hope for the best that what our community conclude.
Think the thing is people also feel very strongly about their opinion, whether they're like GEO or no GEO, they feel very strongly. And you'll also see some people who don't believe in the term GEO start calling others that use them like, hey, this is there is some bad players, but you can't call everyone who disagrees with you a scammer. It's not a healthy place where we encourage discussion and different opinions and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it's very yeah, very a very hot topic. I really think personally, I don't mind using Geo, but I wouldn't get into that debate like whatever.
Yeah,
Really.
issue is that if several people of the community post such type of claiming, then it's we that understand the back picture of the reality, right? But what about the owners and the clients? They just read those thoughts and claiming that yes, this is the new field, forget about the SEO and just start working on it. So it's a contradiction that I have been facing. It's not about 100%, but little bit.
It is you raise. By the way, this is not just business owners. Even if you work in house, it's still a problem because CEOs, that level of people, like people who don't work in SEO and they're just going through LinkedIn and they see posts, right? SEO is dead, it's GEO or whatever. They start seeing SEO less important. They don't see it bringing value, and they start investing less or willing to execute less on SEO, and then you lose traffic. And then they say, "Oh, we lost traffic because of AI." No, you lost traffic because you're not prioritizing SEO. So they keep insisting this is because of AI, and then they invest less, and then they see less results. It's it's a spiral where you're trying to, hey guys, stop. No, it's you're seeing less traffic, you're performing less because you're investing less in SEO. Investment is not just like money, it's even the time. Developers start to feel that SEO is not important, right? Um, they don't want to fix things that they don't think it's going to bring any value or move the needle. Like, why are we doing this, right? So it is a problem. It is a problem for, as I said, there are some bad players, but I wouldn't. Again, it's I guess speaking like and sharing your opinion and thoughts. Everyone, if a lot of people do that enough, that would help show the two different points of view, right?
Yeah,
Sarah, you just initially said about MCP and APIs. Because you have used both. I mean, I have not tested MCPs, but I know I have used APIs in the past. What is the major difference? I mean, why are
We use an
people right
MCP.
now talking about?
I
Sorry?
haven't used that. I haven't used an MCP. I am not motivated
Okay.
actually to use it. So the thing is, you use an MCP because you want to communicate with a tool. Any software, let's say Ahrefs, okay? You're using MCP, an Href MCP. You're using it to get whatever data you want from Ahrefs. But you can do the same with API and it's more accurate, right? Um, so that's why I like it's something I want to try just to say I did, but it's not something I see that I want in my workflows. Um, like AI is for me, like I use it for brainstorming. I use it for linguistic tasks, but I just don't trust it much with data tasks. And it's not just, yeah.
can you tell me three specific SEO related tasks that you are using with the help of the AI?
M- Mainly, or a lot of the time, it's writing code, right?
Uh,
As you can
yeah,
see,
yeah.
which is not great all the time. I
Yeah.
use it also to cluster things, keywords, topics, that sort of thing. I also use it sometimes. Okay, so let's talk about. I'm sorry that I'm bringing this up. I'm not trying to sell you like my course or anything, but I'm trying to understand the audience, the SEO audiences, right? Like different type of people. So I brainstorm that, and then I go to ChatGPT, for example. I say, okay, some people are like new to SEO, and then you have a group of people who are working in house, mid level in their career. Like I put that in, and I start to brainstorm what topics these people are interested in, how to approach or to create a messaging for like for my stuff for each of those people, because they're very different, right? So these are the things I would use use it for, but I wouldn't give it any type of data like an Excel sheet or and say, hey, analyze this for me. I know tons of people do this. It's not, I've tried it, by the way. It's not I didn't. I tried it. I tried it over and over. I tried it with Claude Code. I tried it with ChatGPT. I tried it with Claude, Gemini. I tried it. Um, it it can be good, but it also can actually skip huge. Kevin, jump in. Yep.
Oh, I was going to wait until you're finished. I just want to say, ask, if you have a paid subscription to like ChatGPT, give it your blog URL, the blog page on your website, and just ask it to do an analysis. Like read all the blog posts and, give me, from an SEO professional's perspective, give me an analysis of what you find. And it's surprising what kind of insights it will bubble up. Like I ran that on my website a couple days ago, and it basically said, okay, so these blog posts should all be placed into the same topic cluster. And I'm looking at it and I thought, it's right. They should, that kind of stuff.
Think this is a good use case. I do that in general, like when looking to update content, right? Like when I'm like, so I worked with a client last year, and we were there are content to create, and then there are content to update. This is one of the ways I would do that. Like but I would plug in the text itself, not just not necessarily the URL. The problem with LLMs is that they can skip some of the data you're giving them. They can just skip it totally. So when I see CEOs, for example, saying I gave them, I don't know, all my stuff and told them to prioritize it, they can actually skip very important tasks and not list it at all. um, so it's, I don't know. It depends on I wouldn't give it something that's sensitive or important. I wouldn't give it data, but yeah, mainly content tasks and brainstorming and stuff like that. Yeah. Clustering, it's useful to cluster. Um, okay, it's really, really good in debugging anything. Really, if you're having any type of issues anywhere, it's really helpful. What I'm seeing right now is a lot of the LLMs are, they keep trying to improve them and releasing new models and stuff. And there is some such thing as overtuning. They are over optimized that they start to hallucinate actually more. So sometimes I feel this is the case. Sometimes I feel there were versions or there was a time where the output was better.
Sarah, did you experiment with local models so you get the same output each time and have
No,
basically
no, but I would love to.
stability in results?
Tell me about that. Yeah, because outside of Cloud Code, right now I'm actually studying or taking this course about schema. I just want to like deep, but anyways, yeah, it's I would love to prioritize that next. So tell me about that.
Well, for local models, I tried with Olama, and the second option is uh, LM Studio. So
Okay.
both of them basically provide the same functionality. You have a local graphical interface, and you can download a model from the database they have on their site. Uh, at this point, you are limited only by the resources of your local machine, or if you have a server with graphical cards, you could try that way. But of if
Assuming
it's a
you
small,
assign it
yeah,
a working directory, right? Like it all, right? Yeah, okay.
and in terms of having consistent results and predictable productivity, it may be a solution. Uh, the problem here is how much of a powerful model you can run locally, and here you come to the cost of equipment question. So for small things like research and maybe some text generation, uh, smaller models are okay. For code debugging or code development, I'm not sure if the usual laptops we have are sufficient.
I think what it's better if we like use different LLMs for different tasks, right? This I see useful if you have like a, I don't know, a group of documents and you want an answer grounded in those documents. So that would be very helpful, yeah.
But in terms of having a weaker performance, I believe it's because it costs them process our uh, requests, so it's how they save some of resources. It helps to attract users, but creates a disillusion when you don't receive the same thing at a later time.
Yes, I think I may try that. I shared the link, guys, in the chat in case you didn't see that, but I guess you also heard him say it. What was the other one's name?
Olama, I'll share the link. This one is from Facebook, but it's free to use. And in the sense of local models, on Olama website, you'll find the Gemma models, which are basically like the Gemini for open source. So as an experiment, you may try the Gemma models and see if they provide you some of the output you find useful in your work.
Nice. Okay, I was
Gem
checking the studio one, so yeah. Okay, here's a thing I like this, and I'm adding this to my list of things I want to try, which is getting okay. Let me I'll consider showing you my list. Let me just get that, but 1 second. Yeah, I have my study plan, but okay, it's big. It's really big, and anyway. So okay, I'll make a copy and just show you this part because I have like a lot of notes and okay, so these are things I want to share my screen. These are things I want to build projects about. Where is sharing the screen? Yes. Okay. Let's move this. Okay. So what I did is I was like, okay, I want to stay competitive in SEO, right? And there's a lot of things going on. So I started to look at the skills people are asking for, and I was okay, I want to make sure I can have like I have those skills in my toolkit, and I want to build projects around those skills. So I'm not saying I went through all of this. I just decided to start here, but I can add, I think in general I can like maybe add another layer here. Um, um, these are great. I'm not saying they're not, but the reason they were not on my list initially right now is there's no expectation or request from you as an SEO to have them. It's good to have for yourself because you can use it for you. Like that just changes the way you work. But yeah, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to work and learn things as much as I can and build projects relevant to each of those areas. Yeah, so yeah, that's it. I'm a bit nerdy, sorry. But so if you're working in-house, I think this is a good approach. If you're working with clients, I think you may have a different skill set or different priorities, but this is what's on my mind right now. Uh, where do we? Sorry that I keep sharing. I'm just trying to unshare.
What does product management for SEO mean to you?
Yeah, I see. Just okay. So in my current role, I do SEO. And if they open a role for a product manager for SEO, I may not be good enough potentially because it's a different skill set. So product is there are additional things you need to do. Like you need to you let's say you're building an internal SEO product, right?
Oh, okay. I wasn't
Right.
sure if product management meant be intimately familiar with all the tools out there or the development of a new tool.
I mean, it's part of it is being familiar with product management tools, right? But
Yeah.
Jira, that sort of thing. But you may not be. Okay, so for example, you may need to conduct interviews with the people who are going to be using your tool, trying to, right? So um, let's say a product manager for SEO is trying to create a dashboard for C-suite and business people to understand how SEO is doing. They may not be interested in rankings or keywords, so you may want to reach out to them and understand what is important. Like it's a process, right? So
Yeah.
and that's just part of it. I cannot like speak about product fully. I hope one day to be able to. But again, like if you want to stay, where is the? Okay, I don't know where I am. Okay, yes, I am here. I'm back. So y- it's important. Like I invested a lot of time in SEO, and I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna sit there and see the landscape changing, and I'm living in the past, right? I want to stay competitive, so that's where I'm at right now. Um, and yeah, that's part of what I'm doing also. So yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I looked at the top job postings, like and then what are they looking for, right? Because there's a lot of job. Okay, also I actually scraped a lot of job postings as well. But then I
Yeah.
decided to focus on specific job postings and see, okay, how do I measure compared to these? And even if I have the skill, I don't want to. I want to show that I have the skill, right? And just to highlight this, in case my manager sees this, I'm not planning on leaving my job or anything anytime soon. I just renewed my contract for one more year, so I'm staying. I'm just trying to make sure I'm good enough, so they renew my contract at least next year.
Hmm.
Hi,
Yeah.
Sarah.
Hi.
Am I audible? Yes. I just want to ask that there is plenty of hype for Claude, like attaching the Google Search Console with Claude. Have you experienced that? Any idea about?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that again?
Yes, I was saying that there is a hype for Claude, like attaching the Google Search Console with Claude and then using it for SEO purpose. Have you experienced that? Any idea about that?
The way I use Search Console, I don't know, maybe I don't know why I insist on this, but the way I use it is always with API. I wouldn't I just don't feel communicating with your data through AI is efficient enough, right? That may complicate things a bit, I know, but the output is better. So I wouldn't like. I did try giving data to Claude. I tried that, but I prefer using a old school Python script with API. Yeah, I'm not sure if that answers your question. But again, it depends on who you are and what you want to do.
No, I was just asking that playing with your data through
Kevin,
APIs
he's
or
gone. Okay.
yes,
What?
yes, I was saying that playing with your data through APIs or you through uh, the AI agents, is it safe? Like we should be legit to use it?
Did you try?
Okay, okay, let me repeat.
Yeah.
Yes, I was saying that we should like trust on the results that we get through APIs or AI agents when we play with the data that we provided through our search console or like this.
Should you trust it or not? You'll have to spot check it.
Yeah.
Answered that.
Excuse me?
No, no, I was saying that you have already answered that. I think
Yeah,
you put up your point that
yeah.
you don't feel it's safe, but it's up to the
I
person.
gave I gave Claude Code. Let me tell you something. I gave Claude Code a big public data set, huge one, right? And started asking it to analyze it, do this, do that. Uh, and then, like halfway through, I realized it's looking at the wrong file, even though I specified the file name. Can you imagine, like, the situation? Started all over. Um, it did make decisions and interpreted what each column in the data means. Maybe that's not how like, there has to be a lot of processing and we're giving it a lot of decisions. Okay, for example, when you give it data, and sometimes there are empty values in the table you're dealing with. What do you want it to do with the empty values? You know what? Sometimes it can actually replace it with an average, like put a number there. Maybe that's not what you want. Maybe you don't want it to tell you that there's no value here. So it does a lot of things. Again, if you're not looking for accuracy, you just want some number, you're okay with like mistakes and stuff. Maybe, yeah. Um, so for example, I had a spreadsheet of like, so all my course sales last year, all my stuff last year, and all the costs, and I just threw it to Claude Code. I was like, I don't have time to write a code and look into this. I don't even care. I just want to get an idea. So it gave me some idea. But I wouldn't. But if I was doing this for a client, for example, I wouldn't do this that way. Okay, one thing you want to try is this. I tried it before. I was researching a topic. Um, it's very helpful. It's a better layer actually of like it gives deeper and better answers. Um, I've met a lot of SEOs and there's so many AI tools out there. Um, what I recommend, and maybe I'm wrong, but what I recommend is try to focus on what you'll actually, I mean, you can explore things, but try to focus on learning in depth what you actually will be using and it's beneficial because there's just so many, right? I mean, for example, right now there's tons of SEO tools. There is Ahrefs, there's SEMrush, there's SE ranking, there is Mangools, there's a lot, right? But you focus on two tools, for example, or one tool that you're using, right? I guess all of us use the Ahrefs and SEMrush. Some people are more familiar with one over the other, depending on what they use. So it's gonna be that way, right?
Sarah, Ahmed,
Yep.
I have one clarifying question. Are you familiar with SEO Stack tool? I'm sharing the link here in chat. Did you use it or did you hear about it?
Is this the one owned by Daniel?
Yes, yes.
No, I did not use it. I'm
So
not
one
really
of Mhm.
I'm not really on a friendly terms with Daniel right now, so yeah.
um uh, it's about the IE question. So overall, this tool integrates the data from Search Console, and at this point, I believe it integrates also the analytics data. And one thing they added is like prompting the dashboard regarding the data it has there. So maybe it helps Muhammad with his question. How efficient or useful is the answer or the insights you receive from the prompts you ask here? I'm not really sure because I don't have big websites to test on, but uh, maybe it's what Muhammad was asking about.
Did any I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong. I know SEO gets first of all, let's pass the mic to Muhammad before I jump in and start. Muhammad, does that help?
Yes, yes.
Here
Thanks for your
you,
response, Sarah.
Excuse
yep.
me?
I was saying thanks for your response.
That was Stefan, actually. Thank you, Stefan. He was more
You're
helpful than I
welcome.
am.
You're welcome. And this platform integrates with your Search Console account, and you can connect the domain you need to get data from. And if you dive deeper, you'll find the section where you can ask prompts regarding data for a certain period or from a certain page and test if you manage to get a meaningful output of the data collected here. As for standard apps like ChatGPT, Copilot, or even LM Studio, I'm not sure if you'll manage to make it provide something useful. This is the limitation we have at this time. I hope this share helps.
Yeah. I think there was a time go ahead, Isha.
I mean, you want to, I just had a new question. So, I mean, if continue answering
Go
this, you
ahead.
can.
Go ahead. No, go
I
ahead.
just want, I just wanted to know that right now, I mean, specifically from the reporting side, for this whole LLM AIO reporting, what are the best metrics and tools which it's actually for all. What are we using right now to educate our clients or our in-house team? What are the tools and what are the metrics which we are considering in AI world? Like for me, I am only relying on Big Webmaster because that's the only one which who has recently started, and along with that, a bit of a glimpse of Ahref and SEMrush, but I'm not very convinced with what the data which they're showing. Because I felt that there's a, and then of course Google Analytics data, which that's what I'm showing my client from there, where they're getting visits. So apart from that, is there any other better tool which gives a better visibility from LLMs?
Of tools on in the market. I've tried a few of them. Um, I mean, in my mind, I think we can build one ourselves as well. It's gonna be simpler, but it's doable. I've tried a few of them because some of them reach out to collaborate and stuff like that. I don't want to specify a name so I don't upset someone because there's different ones, but let's take that offline. Like, let's because okay, so you have rank scale, you have Wagalot, if I'm saying their name correctly, Willows, sorry. You have yeah, these are the top of my mind. Rank scale and Willows. And there is Nexus. The last all of these people were sponsors. Here, that one. Okay. This one has the UTM from my newsletter because I just copied and pasted it. This is not like some of them are directly measuring, some of them help you with other aspects of AI visibility. Um, the thing is, did I answer your question somehow?
Sorry, I think I have some major audio issue.
No, it's okay.
Sorry, I was not able to hear you properly. I just able to hear you then the end.
Okay, so the challenge is I don't want to specify like I've tried a lot of AI visibility tools and AI related tools. Some of them measure things like Nexus, for example. Some of them are about visibility. I'll try to pull the Willows. I'll try to pull the um not that one. Okay. For example, let me see. I think I should have access here. I'll show you this. So where is sharing the screen? Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So this is, for example, one of the tools, right? If you're looking for visibility specifically, yes, this is one of the visibility tools I've tried. I was comparing myself to Search Engine Roundtable, but I don't know why it's not updating. I haven't accessed it for a bit. Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of tools. This one is good. Average. There's some negative sentiment. Well, mentions. I mean, yeah. Oh, this is interesting. You see here, like, okay. I'm just trying to walk you through the dashboard. Share voice. Okay, so mentions. I'm not sure. I'm just trying to figure out where. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, if you're looking for um tools, this is what maybe one you want to try. Oh, my name everywhere. Okay. I don't know what was I thinking when I set this up. Anyways, people call me SEO Riddler now, so that's great. I'm happy that people are like know my brand. That is cool. So I wanted to dig into MCPs, right? And actually, I wanted to dig so deep because I was like, okay, I'm gonna dig and try with MCPs and even write an article about what I learn as I go, right? And maybe I do that. I collaborate with Search Engine Land every quarter, so maybe I will pitch that, but it's up to them. Anyway. So, but I just changed gear. It depends on your needs. It depends on like whether you use an MCP or use an API or okay. second. I'm sorry that I'm a mess right now. I'm just switching. Um, mm, it depends on what you're trying to do. Yes, I want to show you this here. Um, that's not. What is this? You can continue the conversation. I'm just trying to figure out where's the thing I want to show you.
So I'll tell you, I'm actually trying to understand some use cases in terms of, so for example, I have multiple sites. I wanted to understand that which is the platform. See, we already have researches where they're saying that yes, if your website is mentioned in Google, by default that is coming in AI. But not everywhere that's true. Like we are seeing instances where things are changing also. So I just wanted to understand that, not even from the client perspective, but from our perspective, that where are the places where your brand's visibilities should be to ensure that uh, you are present everywhere.
I learned in that event. If you want to get cited, you need to have visibility in all the fan outs, right? So we're talking a lot about fan outs
Yeah.
and we're looking at, but if you're referenced in all the fan outs, you get cited. Because one of the things that was also discussed is AI. If you look at AI overviews, sometimes there is information in there that's not cited. Like you don't know where this is coming from, right? Like you find a piece of information and you go through the sources and you cannot find it. It's coming from somewhere else, but you did not make the cut to get cited. So one of the ways you make sure you get cited is for every one of the fan out queries for this keyword, you are mentioned there, or your URL is being used, which complicates things for us.
Yeah, that's why. Like, I mean, I just wanted to experiment and see that if there is a tool who's really evaluating this data. And what you're saying is right, because see, AI itself is putting they're making their engine better. So, irrespective, they are citing it up. And I've also seen instances that for the same query, when there's a different result, there will be a different citation also. So, it's not going to be that every time there's the same citation which is going to happen, same answers which is going to come. So yeah, so like how to educate the brand and how to tell the brand that wherever you should be, specifically for the small and medium sized businesses. Like, see, bigger brands have budgets. They they can and they have the affordability. But for small and medium sizes, they always wait that whether just should I do just a paid PR or should I do a guest post and put my money there. So that is why from that angle, I'm just
How to speak to stakeholders. If there's one way, I would be a millionaire today.
No, I'm just it is. I mean, I understand this. I'm not expecting any direct answer, but I was just understanding that what are the tools which people are exploring? What are the tools which people are relying on right now in terms of reporting?
There are big names in like there are big names, right? Profound. I've not used it, but it's being circulated a lot. I'm seeing a lot of big brands talk about it. I don't know the pricing. I'm assuming it's more pricey than others. Have anyone tried Profound here? That's one of the tools that yes, here. I'm gonna share the link in case you wanna try it, but okay, that one. I haven't, but I've seen big brands talk about this and people working at big brands reference this one. Um,
Correct. And just one viewpoint with regards to schema. This is something which uh, I mean, I'm also in this industry for nearly 50. I started way back in 2008, so I've seen the changes this industry had. Uh, One thing is see, schema is a name which we have given, but one thing which I realized was that we always used to promote clean coding. So the more specific and the clean code is, and if you are telling what this section is, irrespective engines, everyone, like whoever is scraping it, will be able to understand that. So I take schema more like that way. I usually educate people in that way, that it is more like your clean coding, and not just from AI perspective. In future, if any other tool also comes up, they will be able to understand your page better.
I agree, by the way. I think schema. Okay, so schema is a specific type of JSON. Okay, JSON is the language we use to write schema, and uh, uh, here's why I'm saying this: APIs communicate through JSON, like the output of an API when you send a request to Search Console, when you send a request to any tool using an API, the output that you're going to get back is JSON. So JSON is a very simple way for machines or for software to understand something, right? Um, and it's funny because one of the notes I took in the event, it talks about UCP, which is the Universal Commerce Protocol, and WebMCP, which is Google also standard for making the. 1 second, I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry, I'm good. Um, which is Google standard for when you have a web page and there are buttons and an AI agent visits the page, you want it to be able to know where the buttons are, for example, and where the form, right? Instead of analyzing the thing. So WebMCP helps that. So both these things talk to agents, and schema is going to play a role in that area. Having schema on the page is going to be helpful. Um, the problem we have in SEO is people look, I don't want to say that in a anyways, I don't want to like come off like I'm so full of myself. I'm sorry. Um, um, the problem, what I'm seeing is a lot of people are downplaying it. I disagree with them. A lot of people don't understand the concept of JSON, and then they have those broken experiments. And what annoys me is the amount of everyone sharing something that's fundamentally broken. Like, yeah. Anyway, so um, it and that's why I'm actually digging at schema right now. Like I sort of prioritize this right now in my learning. So and in the event, there's an entire session on the schema. They talked about things they made and the changes they made for the schema and what they're gonna do next. So there's an alternative reality, right, where people say schema, it doesn't matter, and then you have reality, which you cannot bend reality, you cannot change reality, where schema matters, and Google is working on. Actually, Google is kind of, I'm not sure what is the right word, but they're also doubling down or improving their collaboration with schema.org this year. This is one of their goals. They also want, or they're considering, right now, everyone who wants to validate schema, they need to go to structured data tool or rich results tool. They are consider, and that makes the tool go down actually on a regular basis because so many people are coming. So they're considering considering a way where people can actually build their own schema validation tools, and I'm very happy if they do this. So and that would obviously make it reduce the pressure on their tools. So this is the fact, this is the reality. The best person I've heard speak about schema, and they blew my mind last October, Martha from Schema app. Uh, she talked about, she mentioned so many great things about schema. Bing is interested, like there's a lot going on when it comes to schema. We have a quote from Bing's side that schema is used in Microsoft LLMs, right? So, and LLMs in general work a bit similarly. I'm not saying they're all similar, but fundamentally they have some similarities. So saying schema is not valuable or does not bring value, that reminds me of, I speak too much, please cut me off. I know I'm just blah blah blah. Anyway, so um there was a time in history where people were said fruits and vegetables are useless because they did not know about vitamins. That knowledge, we did not have that in science. What they did not discover vitamins. So it was a fact back then because they cannot see vitamins. Once they found vitamins, oh, these are important because they have vitamins, and vitamins are important. See, that's the thing. This is how I see schema. Like, uh, people don't see its value because they don't see its impact, and they think it's empty calories. It's not.
So I would say so there are two cases where I have seen people say refusing schema or rather putting negative around schema is one is uh, the SEO guy is not able to explain it properly to the developer. Second, when developer complicates this way too high because they feel it is not valuable because they feel that it's not going to impact directly. Because problem is that when everything start getting valued by numbers, they start creating devalue these things. But if it has been rightly told, and if the developer is in sync, things become easier because most of the time what I've seen is specifically in enterprise places where the developer is someone who don't want to put the hands on changing anything, so they try to create as much as possible that let's not added, it will be additional. And then when the management feel that, if I have to make this change, this much cost will be involved. So that becomes, so that those are the factors where because of which it is getting negative. Otherwise, I think people are now appreciating it. And I also feel is that, the tools are now coming up with ensuring that the websites are being built along with schema. So that's also like, I mean, uh, if for example, if we talk about WordPress, Shopify, all we need to do is just ensure that we have right plugins. We don't have to the right integration and right plugins. You don't have to do a hard coding for each schema. So the more simple it will be, the better people will start understanding.
I mean, yes, and here's the thing. You can actually build your own plugin, by the way. I wanna try this sometime. Let me write this down. But you can, what something that was on my mind. 1 second. I'm really sorry that I'm pausing you guys. You can also, what I do, what I do with Shopify, I actually go and change the code, but you can also build your own plugins. That would work. And I think the problem comes when you're dealing with enterprise websites where they do not have a specific CMS and everything is literally hard coded. This where it becomes complicated. Look, the reason a lot of developers don't cooperate, because I've worked with a lot of them. Some were nice, some were not. And actually, the best people to learn technical SEO from is a good developer. And that's why I really love developers, but sometimes they just don't love me. Yeah. So the reason for that, okay, I have to, like, I have 2 more minutes and then I'm sorry that anyways, is we tell them ambiguous recommendations. We go and say, hey, speed up the website. Like that's not a recommendation. That's a chit chat. You need to dig deeper. Some SEOs don't have the skill set to dig deeper, and then they make the developer's job really hard. But if you want them to add a schema, you need to get them the code, an example of the code, tell them where to add it, give them the validation tool so they understand, like, if there's related documentation, like you need to give them everything they need. They don't like going backward and forward. You're wasting their time. If there is a competitor that has the schema, show it to them. That also helps them feel they're missing out. So it's a communication problem. It's not, I wouldn't push them to do it right now. It's not a priority unless it's like a rich snippet and that's very important for your business. But and it's not just the schema actually, like JavaScript, whatever. Like there's a lot. Yeah, so that's in summary. I have to take off. Okay, you inspired me to go back and explore MCP, but I need to finish the schema thing I'm working on first, because then if I keep dropping whatever I'm working on every time something new happens, which I do actually, I'm not gonna finish anything. But yeah. Okay. Thanks everyone, and see you next month.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. We'll
See you.
wait for your
Bye.
riddle tomorrow.
Yeah. Bye.